Hi friends, today we're going to work on lesson 6 in our math book, putting all the things we've worked on so far in this chapter together to add 3-digit numbers. Okay, so open up to page 383 in your workbook to follow along. So as usual, we're going to model a little example with some base 10 blocks, get a little visual idea of what we're going to work with today before we get into the real big details of the lesson. So on Friday, 347 people went to the movies. On Saturday, 485 people went to the movies. How many people went to the movies on these 2 days in all? Okay, so first of all, in all, I know they already gave us the number sentence, but in all is a clue to us that we're going to add, right? In all together, that means we're going to add it. So on Friday, we have 347. So let's do 300 flats because 300, 40, so 4 10 sticks, and 7 1 cubes. 4 5 6 7. Remember, I like to do my ones like a 10 frame, so it's easy, so it's quickly able to see how many are there. So 347. Then we have 485. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 sticks, and 5 ones for 485. Now, we want to combine them together. So make sure we're following along really well because this is going to get a little tricky. So adding our ones first, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm going to stop right there because that's a group of 10. So I'm going to cross that out and make a 10 stick. Now, we don't want to forget what's left because remember, anytime you regroup, you always leave what's left. So 1, 2, 3, we have 3 ones left. Okay? Now let's count our tens, not forgetting the one that we added. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm going to stop right there too. There's a little bit of a messy circle. And but I have 10 tens, which means I'm going to add 100 flat. But look, I have 1, 2, 3 left over, so I have 3 tens. Okay? So 3 ones, 3 tens. All right, so now let's count our hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't need to group anything there because 8 is not a group of 10. So we have 833. So that means 347 plus 485 equals 833. So really all we did was just working with our regrouping strategies of regrouping ones to make a 10 and regrouping tens to make 100, but we just had to do it both. So that's going to be our big challenge as we're working through this. You don't always have to do that, but sometimes you might have to regroup twice. So this is where we really start to need to pay attention to what we're doing. You always need to pay attention to what you're doing, but really, really make sure you're counting, following along so that you don't get messed up. So find 582 plus 268. Step 1, add the ones, regroup. So remember, we always start with the ones. Okay, so we have 2 plus 8. I know that really quickly because that's one of my 10 pairs. So in a group of 10, there's no ones left over. Okay, so you put a 0 there and carry the 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. Plus 6 is 15. So I have my 5 left over, carry that group of 10. In this case, group of 100, but in the 15, you carry the 1, leave what's in that one's place. 1 plus 5 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. So our answer is 850. So you're just going to apply what we've been working on for the past couple days to these answers, to these problems. Okay, as always, you can use that work mat and base 10 blocks, like drawing them, because obviously we don't have the base 10 blocks, but use them to add. Remember, you also have the virtual base 10 blocks in our Google Classroom. In the top of our classwork section, there's virtual math manipulatives, and there are virtual base 10 blocks you can use there as well to build. So actually, I'll go ahead and show you. So if you go to your classwork section, all the way at the top right here, virtual math manipulatives, it'll show you this little Google slide, and you'll hit that. All right, and I always put in present because it's just easier to, and I know it cut off for you because of how I'm recording, but because it's just easier to click the link. So down here in the corner is some base 10 blocks. If you click them, it will take you to this link, and you can build. So look, I have my 100 flat, 10 sticks, and ones, and you can build it that way if you think that that is something that you would like to do. But of course, you can also use a whiteboard as well. So let's do this one with a whiteboard and then come back and do it with in the standard algorithm. I remember that's what this is called when it's like this. So we have 357 plus 454. All right, so we put that right at the top. All right, we want to have our 3 columns for our ones, our tens, and our hundreds. I was labeled with just the H, T, and O. So 357, 300, 300s, 57, 5 10 sticks, and 7 ones. Remember, I'm going to set up my ones like a 10 frame. All right, and then 454. All right, first things first, I'm going to start with the ones. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross that out, make another 10. But I'm left with 1, 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. Ooh. I need to make it neat. Here, I'll just use these 10. But then we can't forget this guy, so we have 1 left here. This becomes 100. All right, and so then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hundreds. So our answer is 811. So let's see what that looks like now with our algorithm. So we had 7 plus 4 is 11. So we have that group of 10 and that 1 left over. 1 plus 5 is 6. Plus 5 is 11. Again, have that group of 10 and that 1 left over. 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 4 is 8. So we did get that 811. So you're doing the exact same thing that we did in this picture. You don't have all this extra visual of it. You just carry that 1, and that's showing that you've carried it over like that. All right, so starting with our ones in this one, 1 plus 9 is 10. So 0 ones left over. Carry that group of 10. 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 6 is 13, so we have the 3, but carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, and our answer is 330. Okay. This one, 8 plus 9 is 17, so we have that group of 10, and the 7 is left over. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 9 is 11, so we have 1 left over, carry that 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. All right. Starting with our ones again, remember you always start with the ones. Always start with the ones and work your way this way to the left. All right, so starting with our ones, 3 plus 7, I know that quickly. That's one of my 10 pairs. Okay, so I have 0 ones left over in the number 10, but I carry that group of 10. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 8 is 11. I have 1 left over, carry that group of 10. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so my answer is 810. Okay? So they want to talk, for our talk math, they want us to explain how we solved exercise 2. All right, so we solved exercise 2 because we started in the ones and we added 1 plus 9 is 10. We knew that it was going to be a 0 here because there's no ones left over in the number 10. There's no ones in the tens place. Excuse me, there's no ones in the ones place of the number 10. Right, so like if I had drawn it, so if I had 1 and then 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. Oh, and then 9, sorry. So if I had 1 to add to the 9, that's a group of 10. And there's no ones left over, right? So we knew it was a 0 there. Carried that 1. 1 plus 6. So then we moved on to the tens. 1 plus 6 was 7. Plus 3 is 13. We did the same thing. We had those 3 left over and carried that group of 100. And 100 and 1 plus 2 was 3. All right, so now this is a really important skill for you to be able to think about going through and adding the different places, starting with the ones, working right over. Now, in all the examples, I regrouped every time. You may not regroup every time. For example, I'm looking at number 6 right here. Let's go ahead and do this one together. If I have 0 plus 5, that's only 5. right? That is not a group of 10. There's nothing to carry. So even though they have this box for me here, I don't need it because there's nothing to carry. So then 2 plus 9 is 11. And this I do need to regroup and carry, as 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Okay, so don't get regroup happy. I know that might sound familiar from the first time we added 2-digit numbers and I said don't get regroup happy. So you really have to think about what you're adding. And remember, you can always use the picture drawing the different pieces in base 10 blocks if that helps you. All right, so you're going to practice that with your problem solving, then going through with your math, your homework, and doing that as well. Remember, starting with the charts, then getting just the columns, then of course nothing, and some word problems to really stretch your brain, okay? So as always, just try hard, do your best. Remember that growth mindset. If you struggle with it, we will work on it together in groups and things like that. So don't stress about it. We will learn it together. All right, friends, have a great rest of your day.